Hey guys, I'm just hanging out here, super comfy, and I thought today I would film a video answering, yet again, very commonly asked questions. People keep wanting to know why I wear makeup if I can't see myself, why I bother getting tattoos if I can't see them, why I like to have nice pillows and pictures or paintings on the walls if I can't see them. Basically, people want to know why I enjoy these visual things as a blind person. So we'll start with makeup. Growing up, I was always a bit of a tomboy. Like, I always had a tomboy edge to me. My favorite color was blue, and I was obsessed with soccer. But at the core, I was a girly girl. Like that classic girly girl. From a very young age, I loved shopping and fashion. I loved getting dressed up, playing with nail polish, playing with my mom's makeup. And as soon as I was old enough to actually start wearing makeup myself, my mom took me to a MAC makeup counter, and the rest is history. I have been obsessed with all things beauty related ever since. Loving fashion and makeup is just who I am, and it's who I have always been. And going blind didn't change that. I can't see things anymore, but I'm still the same person, and I still have the same interests that I did before going blind. I just experience them in a bit of a different way than I used to. I actually have a friend who always loved skiing. As long as I've known her, she's loved downhill skiing. And unfortunately, she was in a bad car crash and was paralyzed from the mid-stomach down. So she lost the use of her legs and is in a wheelchair now. But as soon as she was far enough into her rehabilitation and her health had recovered strong enough, she started learning to ski again. And she got back out on the hill, and of course she was in a sit ski now. So she had to completely learn the sport over again. But the point is, she didn't give up on what she enjoyed so much, her passion. She kept going and she found a new way to enjoy it. And that's like me with beauty and fashion. And it might sound a little bit silly, but I get so excited about makeup and fashion. I get so excited to pick out the perfect outfit and put my makeup on and do my hair every day. I get so excited for those things. I literally, I can't watch a video about makeup on YouTube too close to bedtime, or I can't sleep because I'm up thinking about makeup. Like, that's how deep my obsession is. And it's just like, I don't have to see it to enjoy it. It used to be all about how things looked to me. As a visual person, that makes sense. For sighted people, it's about how the clothes look, or it's about how the makeup looks. But after going blind, it became about how it feels and how it made me feel. You know, waking up every day and taking time to take care of myself, spending time on me. You know, it's almost like my own form of meditation, like spending half an hour or whatever it might be, putting that makeup on, picking out that outfit, doing my hair, making myself feel good. That's ultimately what it comes down to. It makes me feel good. It's that saying, when you look good, you feel good. And I don't think you have to see in the mirror to feel like you look good. I think when you've taken time for yourself and you've put effort into these things, that in itself makes you feel good. And at the end of the day, I can't see the world, but I know that most of the world can see me. And I want to present to the world who I am. I want to show the most put together, polished version that I can most days. I mean, we all have our sweatpants and messy Mondays, and that's cool too. But I want to show the world who I am. And who I am is the girl who loves nothing more than getting her nails done and putting on bright red lips with a cute little top knot and bootied heels, or heeled booties, I should say. Like, I love that. And it's just, I'm lucky in the sense that I don't feel any sort of pressure to do this. It's not something I feel pressure to do from society because I'm a woman and I should do this. It's not something I feel pressure to do from within myself because I look in the mirror and I don't like what I see without it. I'm very lucky that way. I don't feel that because I can't look in the mirror and see the difference between makeup on and makeup off. I don't actually really know the tangible difference it makes. So for me, I don't feel any of those pressures. I do it because I have this burning desire within me to do it. And it brings me joy. To me, it's like this form of art that I can do. To me, fashion and makeup, it's art. Getting to paint my face like a canvas every day, or every day that I want to. And again, I'm lucky in the sense that I don't feel the need to put makeup on every day to feel good about myself. I don't feel the need to dress my best to feel good about myself, because I can't see in the mirror and I don't know any better. So I feel lucky that I get to be a blind person who gets to still experience and enjoy fashion and beauty, and do it without some of these pressures that I know some other women out there might feel. So that's makeup and fashion. That's why I still put makeup on even though I can't see myself, and even though I don't know the difference that it makes. Now I want to talk about body art. Some of you might not know this, but I actually have 5 tattoos, none of which are exposed right now. And again, this is one of those things people are like, why would you get art put on your body if you can't see the art? And it's a fair question, but ultimately my answer is going to be very similar to my answer about fashion and makeup. Number one, it's a form of self-expression. It's a way of showing the world a little bit of who I am. And number two, it's something I've always loved ever since I was a really little girl. Growing up, I always loved tattoos. I loved watching Miami Ink and LA Ink. I was obsessed with Kat Von D and just thought she was so gorgeous, and I'm sure she still is, but I can't see her, so I have no input on that. But I just always thought she was beautiful when I could see. And I was really into alternative rock and metal, which you might not think if you looked at me, but hey, stereotypes, not always true. So I've always loved rock and alternative music, and in that kind of music scene, there's a lot of tattoos. A lot of the musicians are like covered in tattoos. So a lot of my idols always had tattoos, and a lot of the guys I always kind of found attractive as I was growing up had tattoos. So it's just something that I always loved on other people, and always knew that one day I would get at least one. And then, but I also always knew that I wanted it to be meaningful, that I wanted it to have a story, a message. And when I was 17, my parents signed. Yes, I have the coolest parents ever. They signed for me to get my first tattoo at 17, because where I live, you have to be 18 to sign for yourself. So my parents signed because they knew that I had put like a year's worth of thought into this design. Every component, down to the colors selected, are super meaningful, and I won't get into the meaning of this because this video would be so long if I did. But they signed for it, and the process I went through to get it was I worked with an artist, and it's totally a full custom design. So each design he would draw up, I would then have somebody use puff paint or fabric paint to draw over the artwork that he had done. And then when it would dry, it would be puffy, so I could actually feel the artwork, feel the lines drawn. You could also do this with Wiki sticks. It's a huge recommendation I have if you are also blind or low vision and interested in getting a tattoo. Definitely really helped me with making my decision and just kind of understanding exactly what I was going to be putting on my body. Because getting a tattoo as a blind person is like next level of trust. Getting a tattoo in general takes a lot of trust in the person, in the tattoo artist, but when you can't even see it, when the stencil goes on and you can't even see the end result, you really have to trust the artist you're working with and the piece that you're getting. So that was what I did, so that I really made sure I knew what was going on my body for the rest of my life, and that was very helpful. For my other 4 pieces, I actually didn't do that because they're all very, very tiny and very basic or easy to describe, I should say. So because they were easy for others to describe to me, they were very easy for me to conceptualize in my head without, my other one is large and has a lot of intricate stuff in it, so it needed that tactile element for me to understand, whereas with my other ones it didn't. And I love them. I love knowing that they're always there with me. I love knowing that they're a part of my body that I chose, because so much of the way we look is not up to us. I mean, of course, there's things you can do. You can dye your hair, you can get plastic surgery, there's options, but for the most part, our body is not up to us. And those are 5 pieces of my body that I chose to put there forever. And I love that. I love knowing that they're always there as a reminder. I can't see them, but knowing that they're always reminds me of who I am, where I've been, where I'm going, things that are important to me. I know that they're a walking part of my story, that everywhere I go, they are a piece of helping me tell my story and my journey. And they're important components to me and who I am. And at the end of the day, if somebody has a tattoo at the back of their neck or on the back of their thigh or on their lower back or wherever, they can't see it all the time. They can't see it most of the time. But they still know it's there and it's still meaningful and they still love it. So, you know, it's the same thing. The only way they can see the tattoo on the back of their neck is by taking a photo. I just can't take a photo of mine. So that's that. Yeah, that's my body art. And then the final one people want to know about is my room decor. The office that I have used to film in a lot. You know, people would see photos hanging on my walls and lots of pillows and cushions and all these different things. And I'd see people be like, oh, it's so funny that she has photos on the walls that she can't see and that kind of thing. Well, some of you know that I lived on my own from the ages of 18 to 20. I had my own apartment. It was just my guide dog at the time, Gypsy, and I. And living on my own just launched this absolute obsession of mine for buying home goods and home furnishings, especially kitchenware. Like, it's a problem. And even though I've lived at home for 2.5 years now, I continue to buy so much kitchenware and I just keep putting it away in storage for when I move out again. It's a problem. I can't stop. I love home decor and home design. And I think it comes from having grown up in a home that was well decorated. My parents always had really good taste, or at least I thought it was good taste in home decor, and always thought that was something that was very important to them, was keeping a nice home. And same with fashion, really. My parents were both very into fashion, so that really influenced me heavily growing up. So that's definitely an element of it, was that influence growing up. But another element is, once again, self-expression. You know, I live at home right now, and I have for 2.5 years, like I mentioned. And I have 2 rooms in the house, my bedroom and my office, both of which were decorated by me, and everything was paid for by me, because I'm an adult, so you have to pay for things, apparently. And I like that every day I sleep and I work in rooms that are representative of who I am. And that when people come over to my house and go into my office for a meeting, they can walk in and they get an immediate vibe of who I am. They get this kind of snapshot of little glimpses into my personality and what I like and what I don't like. I think there's a lot of things when it comes to room decor that I can enjoy without sight, and that you could enjoy if you didn't have sight. The texture on the frames that hang on my walls, or the texture of an actual painting. You know, some paints dry almost tactile with lumps or chunks on them. That doesn't sound very pretty, but you know what I mean. And the nice fluffy blankets, that texture, or feeling the embroidery. I have a ton of quote pillows in my office. You've probably seen in past videos. I have like 3 or 4 quote pillows, and I can feel the embroidered letters. Or I've had lots of pillows that have beads on them and strings hanging off of it, and it's tactile. It's a way that I can enjoy it without seeing it. And so that's that. Really, it comes down to that. That's who I am. It's who I would have been if I was sighted. So it's who I am as a blind person. Those are just things that I like, things that help make me who I am. And there's ways of enjoying and experiencing those things that might be so visual to a sighted person when you can't see them. So I hope this answered some of your questions. I hope you enjoyed this. Please hit that subscribe button to be notified the next time my video comes out. And I'll see you next time. Bye.